I've been living in this same apartment for several years now, and I've noticed that how my home looks and feels is heavily influenced by the habits that I have developed, both good and bad. Today I want to share 10 easy habits that have helped me keep my living space organized and simplified. Some of these are more beginner-friendly fundamental habits and other ones are more advanced ones, but I would say it's still important to do all of these regularly. The first one is daily tidy up. I highly believe that consistency is everything. Spending just a few minutes every day tidying up the living spaces can save you so much time and energy from having to do this tidying up or decluttering marathons later when you neglected that for multiple days or even weeks in a row. Because for me, this is not just about the physical space. Of course, there is space for those things. They could stay there. That's not a problem. But it's also so much mental. If I see things there that don't belong there, it just creates stress in my head. And if there's nothing, for me, that's so much calmer environment somehow. I really like to incorporate this daily tidying up habit into my working routine. I work from home, so while I'm having a break from all that, I don't want to use my head for a moment at all and do something with my hands. This is what I usually do. So these little tidying up moments or emptying the dishwasher or things like that, and that is helping me a lot as well to work better. Number 2, organize by category. If you want a simplified home, it is crucial that you group similar items together and that you have a designated place for them. Whether it's clothes, office stuff, or some electronics, it's so much easier to find them when they are all in the same place. And also, when you have organized everything there, you know what you have there, and it's so much easier to not buy duplicate things when you can see, okay, I need that and I have that and that's it. Rather than, okay, I need that, I have no idea where it is my house, well, I don't have the time to search for it, so I'll just go to buy a new one. You will waste the time, the energy, the money, the space. Number 3, declutter regularly. I cannot stress this enough. I have mentioned it many times on my channel already, but I've been getting reminders of this in the recent weeks in my own life, why this is so crucial. It's so easy that our stuff starts to just pile up and take over the space. It's about staying proactive and not reactive when it comes to these things. And while you're doing it, ask yourself the tough questions. Do I really need this item still or not? And if the answer is not, then probably it's time to let go. Like tidying up the spaces, in my opinion, decluttering or getting rid of things, it's not just about the physical space, it's so much about the mental space as well. You feel good about yourself when you empty space for something that matters more to you or completely get rid of things that don't matter to you at all. In general, you will feel lighter and more focused when there's not that unnecessary stuff weighing you down all the time. In my opinion, you should do these decluttering sessions, if not every week or every month, at least every quarter, or like the absolute minimum every year, because we all know that so many things can happen in just one year, and usually that happens every season, so therefore as often as you can, I would say. Number 4, have the right amount of storage space. I think this is all about balance. Having too few storage solutions like drawers or closets, things like that, can lead to a lot of frustration when you cannot find the things that you need. Everything is just fully stuffed with things and nothing is really accessible. But if you have too many of these, you feel like, okay, there's so much space, I now need to fill it with something, and then you end up buying stuff that you don't necessarily even need just because you can and you have the space. I think it's quite hard to calculate what is the exact right amount of space that you need, but I aim to have around 75% of space used for the things and then 25% not. This helps me to go through things if I need to quite quickly, and also it gives me the flexibility that if for some reason temporarily I need to store a lot of things, it's not so hard for me to do it. The 5th one is quite interesting, I have to say. It is create a donation box/bag. This is actually from a subscriber, Mika Tuukkanen, This time I'm not butchering the name because I think he's Finnish, so that's easy for me. So he said, I like to keep a box where I put all items I'm thinking if I should get rid of, but I am not certain of my decision for some reason. I just put those in the box and then I will see in the next days, weeks or months if those really were needed. It helps me to make easier decisions. And I think that this is actually a very smart system. Instead of feeling this pressure to get rid of everything at once, you little by little, gradually fill this donation box and go through the things and think, will I get rid of it or not? And by revisiting this box periodically, whether it's every week, every month, every 3 months, you will assess again, do I still need it or do I not? And if for example 3 months have passed, you most likely know that, okay, I don't need this t-shirt anymore, let's just get rid of it. This method prevents you from making quick decisions, getting rid of some sentimental items, for example, that you think you should have kept, and also at the same time, it ensures that you only keep things that will bring value to you truly. When the time comes, you don't have to worry about all the things that need to be donated. Everything is already ready in one single box. Smart move in my opinion. And I like that things are donated, that they will have a new home rather than just trashed somewhere and they're gonna end up in the landfill. That's not, in my opinion, the best. Number 6, invest in organizers. I believe that these organizers can really maximize your living and storage spaces. Whether it's some decorative baskets, bins, or some drawer dividers, I believe that they create this designated space, making everything so much easier to find and so much visually nicer. Some examples from our home are these little folders, I don't know what they are called, but those smiley faces in our office that have papers and other important stuff in them. And then these little boxes that make sure that you have the thing that you need quite easily available to you at all times. I think that there are organizers basically for any situation, any room, whether it's office, bathroom, living room, bedroom. You just need to find what are your needs again, and then what suits your style. Number 7, rotate seasonal clothing. I basically have 3 different places for my clothes. The first one is the entry closet, where I have basically my jackets and coats, things that I'm using exactly in this season. The second is the wardrobe, which is basically like a little room, and there I keep most of my stuff. And then I have this little box where I keep the things that I'm not using right now in this season. So basically I have 3 different levels. And based on the season, I very much change what is stored in each of these places. By rotating the clothing like this, you have much more space for the things that you need right now. And I think this habit also has another big bonus again, and that is while you are changing them, while you're making this rotation, you go through them and you review, do I need this next season or not? I have used this one t-shirt for 3 summers in a row and it looks super bad right now. Maybe next season I will not need it, so then you just let it go. Number 8, cover cluttered spots. In our living room, we have this nice TV stand. I think that's what they are called. We keep there things that don't look so nice, like on the other side of the glass. We have there some cables, some board games. Some of them are really old and like quite beat up. It's kind of ruining the aesthetic view in our living room. And we were thinking, what should we do with this? Because we are not buying a new piece of furniture just because of this, and we are not letting go of the things or moving them in a different room because we need them exactly here. So then what we decided to do is cut these little pieces of fabric and cover those spots, and instantly it made a huge difference. Now it looks so much cleaner and so much more organized. And there are multiple ways that you can do this. The fabric is just one option. Of course, you can just put things in front of it or use even some sliding panels if you know how to install those. There's not just one right answer here, but I think that this is a nice little trick if you are like us and you don't want to buy new pieces of furniture all the time, to kind of fix things for the better. Number 9, organize when you feel inspired. Some days I just wake up and I have that crazy extra motivation or energy or this new ideas in my head when it comes to decluttering or organizing. If you ever have the same, make sure to not waste that energy. Many times magic happens when I get started on a good day. And also when I get started and keep going, I know that if I do this now properly, that means I don't have to do this for the next several months again. And that is something that gives me a lot of happiness and positivity. But I have to say, the worst thing you can do is start something, get it 70% done, and then not finish it. What ends up happening many times is that you will not have the same energy, the same inspiration to do it for a while. And then the things end up being just way more cluttered and messier than they were before you started this. So before getting started, maybe prioritize what tasks, what areas, what places are the most important and crucial right now, and then start with those. Which quite nicely leads us to the number 10, keep it simple. Trying to handle and maintain 25 different systems at the same time sounds very much the opposite of having things simple or simplified. Focus on essentials and avoid this overcomplication of things. Trying to do too much too fast or then trying to control everything all the time will most likely just make you feel overwhelmed and defeat the whole purpose of this simplifying. So aim to create these straightforward systems that are simple and easy to maintain. And lastly, enjoy your home. Even though you know that it could be so much nicer, so much more simplified and more minimalist, I think that through this positivity and gratitude, the minimalist journey feels just so much nicer. If you'd like to hear some more tips, check out these 10 minimalist hacks to live with less next. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay kind and meaningful in your own beautiful journey. See you in the next video.